canvas down off my easel and I'm going to start using the acrylics. I'm mixing at the moment some white emulsion with the acrylic and I'm going to pour areas and sweep them around on top of this canvas rather than working on the vertical. So it could be that the whole concept changes completely as I work on. And I've mixed up quite a liquid solution of white emulsion and acrylic now, with a little bit of PVA glue as well. And I want to just be trickling this around the place and then using a knife as well. Because it's experimental, we've got to keep finding out what's going to work here. So I'm just making it a bit more liquid now. Get a splatter here and there to try and get these effects of all these little pebbles and things in the foreground that are rather fun. It takes very little paint to tint it again. Now from our flash pinks to a rather flash blue. Let's get a load of that going on. It's all rather fun, and that for me surely is what it's going to be about. Bogged down with too much figurative work and trying to do what other people would like me to do, and just come back and enjoy myself a bit. You're going to have to do a lot more with the acrylics. I think we're going to do a lot more with the oils over these textures soon. I want to start adding a bit more actual texture to it, so I'm going to get some materials and add them with the paint to start plastering those on. Just to make up a whole load of beans and peas and lentils and rice and so on into my ochre mix. Stir it all in. There's plenty of glue in this as well, PVA glue and white emulsion. And I want to make the right sort of colours to be starting to build up. So, but I won't actually get the colour I want with this. I'm going to have to add it later. But let's now enjoy building up this texturing over the artwork. Flatten some of these out a bit onto the board. And we can get some beautiful, well, the slick effects it may be, but all the lovely ones, by adding one colour over another and playing with these textures. I'll leave it, I'll just try and pull it together just a little bit more, and we'll use the roller just a bit to get some texturing going here. Well, you see how painting can change and evolve and go backwards and forwards. The original painting I'd done was quite fun, but then I wanted to create further and further, and I've almost obliterated it now with little bits of colour showing through and texture, and I worked on more texture with glue and rice and all sorts of things, and then mixed my filler and PVA glue and come on afterwards. And it's time now to come back with colour onto that. So I'm going to put some white emulsion and yellow ochre acrylic together and come back to my golds again and paint out these whites, and then look at using a roller again and building up again and see where we go. I'm going to paint out all these new bits of white filler which have covered my other colours. At the moment, just leave behind little bits of this colour that I've been working underneath, just for fun. Maybe they've got to lose it all in the end, we'll see, but I'm hoping not. Hoping that I can just keep some of that going through. closing stages of this now, and we're looking at these birds, which I don't want to make too much of. Just want to give a hint of them, an illusion of them. But we've got to place them as an abstract, just in the right positions of where we want these little bits of colour and light to come. So, if looking at this couple here and those there, the figure here, maybe something around here or here would be nice. Let's just see if we put in a little light one here, maybe. Just want to feel them at first. What size do we have? That'll be big enough, I think. I think it's that sort of size. Just a few birds on the marsh, on the sand. Where else? Maybe another one just here. And while we're at it, we'll go back and add a little more white under the wing of this one. It's quite difficult to decide sometimes just where to put a little bit of extra, and make this front one just a little bit larger perhaps. So we're playing between the abstract and the figurative. And just allowing a little of the figurative images to come into it. I think we might just bring one bird across here a bit as well, but rather nice. Just to have one a little closer to us. Well, we've got those forward. I think it'd be nice to have one across here, so we'll put one in just over here. Done the light bit. Now let's take the dark, some Prussian blue and a little bit of burnt sienna. We'll just have a go at his head before we put some oyster catchers. It's quite dark just there. Give the field a surface as well as dimension. I would think that that painting at the moment is about as far as I want to go with this one. I just want a little bit of very light tinting here and there, catching the highlights, but there we go then. Now what on earth am I going to sign it with? The more I look at it, the more I don't actually like that bird there. So before I do anything more, I think I will actually try and take that out. Yes, 3 birds is enough. Not with rather an ugly shape. Not quite working there. Try and find it again. So we'll come back to a bit of texturing, just using the painting knife a moment. See if we can bring some of that gleam back.